What's up, everybody? Big Herc 916 getting down with Fresh Out. You know how we do it over here. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share the channel. Go to freshoutseries.com, subscribe, be a member of the channel so you don't miss out on any of the big things we got going on over here. I got a special guest with me here today. You know how we do it. We always keep the fire. I got my man Siavash right here, and man, he's got a hell of a story. And for all you guys who are bodybuilding guys, what they consider to be quote unquote meatheads, no pun intended, but because I'm one of them, hey, we're gonna hear some wild stuff today. So Siavash, man, tell our fans, our audience a little bit about like where you're from and how you grew up, man.
Absolutely, brother. First of all, thank you so much for having me here. I'm excited to be here. My name is Siavash. I was born in Iran, on the border of Iraq and Iran in 1980. 6 months later, the war broke out between the two countries, and we were kind of stuck in the middle. And we were part of a little religious minority as well. So the country at that time considered us as an infidel. So we got pushed to the corner, and the war, seeing people dying every day. And all my family members, the only way to make money, it was go to the war and fight for the government. So my dad, everyone was sent, and I was a little kid, every day passing hundreds of dead bodies, passing by my house, going to a cemetery. I remember being like 8 years old. I was standing there watching two guys getting hanged. I remember them kicking on a rope.
Damn.
And I was 8 years old, and I couldn't make sense of it. I didn't have feeling for a couple weeks. Every day you wake up and you got to go stand in a line of bread, long line of bread, because there's shortage of food, everything. We didn't have money to like meat and stuff.
What kind of government was over there at the time?
Islamic government. So in 1979, the Islamic government revolution happened. The Islamic government took over, and they had this ideology that they want to make the state of a Muslim state. So they pretty much kicked out all the minorities. They pushed everyone to the corner. So they were not hiring people like us. There was basically, we were in the middle of a mess.
So Iran, they had oil too, right?
Yeah, Iran has a huge oil, but the ideology changed completely in 1979. Suddenly, when they went to toward this hardcore ideology of Islam, and the revolution, basically, the Islamic revolution happened, and they didn't want to have anything with America. So they cut ties with America. All the American sport like bodybuilding, boxing, and everything became illegal. Nothing, because man couldn't even wear short sleeves. So there was no picture in a magazine, and a video was illegal, music was illegal.
Damn.
Yes, absolutely.
Music?
Music, absolutely. But it's mind-boggling to American when I explain it. So because my dad and my family, they were making musical instruments to sell, and that was part of our religion, that instrument. So we were selling. If you catch us with that, they would break it, so that's your money gone. So the government was really tough on us. We were just going through the whole hardship, getting bullied as well myself all the time, because I was in Iran. I looked soft for the people because I was whiter skinned than all the people, and I had a color eyes, so people would think, oh, I'm soft. So the bullying was going on, and a rough neighborhood. We lived in a really rough neighborhood of Iran, and we were right on the border. So Iraq attacked Iran, and basically, they dropped a chemical bomb in a neighboring town. 8,000 people died, kids, everybody laying on the street. All those guys that ran away, they came to my city. People were sleeping on the streets. The madness is just not, it's mind-boggling that even myself, when I remember it, that's why I don't talk much about it. It just reminds me of all those bad days. So the war ended, the country broken apart, falling apart. Myself, my dad moving around from one city to another city to just basically selling this musical instrument. I'm going through it, and I'm around 16 years old. One day we're playing soccer in the dirt, and one of my friends, he brought the picture. I saw a picture of Arnold. And I said, what is this? Bodybuilding. There was only 2 channels in Iran, and it was all about propaganda. So you don't watch anything from America, no magazine, nothing. So I look at this, and what the hell is this? He said, oh, this guy, Arnold, blah, blah, blah. So I started going to black market, finding bodybuilding picture, and it was a distraction for me because it was such an impossible thing to do. So it was a great distraction for me. I was just dreaming about it, and I was so skinny. I was like 130 pounds. I was tall, and I was doing taekwondo as well. I was doing a lot of taekwondo. Got the black belt in Taekwondo. I went all the way up to almost national team. I got invited to national team, but national team, in order for you to compete and represent Iran, you had to be a Shia Muslim. So I wasn't one of them. So that dream died. And I kept pursuing the bodybuilding, but at the time I didn't know anything about like eating or anything like that. I was just passionate about it. I said, you know what, I'm gonna be this guy. I'm gonna do whatever he does because he looks happy. I was around 18 years old. I'm going to university. I ended up going to university studying art. One day we're in the backyard, we're shooting air gun, we're playing, and I can't see with my right eye. I said, what's happening? So my uncle said, told my dad to take him to the doctor. He took me to the doctor, and doctor diagnosed I have cancer in my right eye. So I have cancer in my right eye, and they sent me to Capital City. I got really sick for 2 weeks. I was throwing up every day. So they sent me to Capital City to see a good doctor. I went to Capital City. They said, a bunch of doctors diagnosed my eyes. They said, we can't treat this in Iran, and that's it. It's over here. And pretty much anywhere I go to anybody's house I go to, they're crying for me because everyone expecting me to die. That's it. He said, it's going to leak to your liver. And I'm walking on the street, and I'm like, fuck it, I don't want to give up. I just don't want to give up. I got to do something. And anywhere I go, everyone crying. My dad, he gave me $100. And I said, fuck it, I'm going to leave this country, and I'm going to go fix this, and I'm going to pursue my bodybuilding dream. So I left the country with $100. I ended up going through Europe and stuff. I ended up in England. Homeless on the street. I would look at one street. I would tell myself, I'll go to one shop at a time, and I ask for everyone. I couldn't speak a word of English, so I said, I'm looking for a job. I would go to the shop, hey, I'm looking for a job. And said, no job. I would go next door. I said, I'm looking for a job. And said, no job. So I kept going to all this street, and pizza shop. He said, hey, come on in, go at the back and clean up the stuff. And I went in the back, and they gave me 10 pounds. So I stayed there. I told the guy I don't have anywhere to stay. He let me sleep under the oven at night when they were closing at 2 o'clock at night. So I was doing the passing out flyers at night. I was helping out, whatever. So when they left at 2, I would just go under the oven. And I'm looking at this bodybuilding. I'm going to be this goddamn bodybuilder. So then I found Dorian Yates' gym. While I was in that pizza show working, I found Dorian Yates' gym, and I went to that dungeon, and I saw, God damn it, this is heaven. That's what I've been looking for. So Dorian was there pumping. I saw Dorian Yates. God, I was seeing these pictures in Iran, and it was unreal. So I'm there, I'm pushing the bodybuilding. I'm really training hard. This is it, but they're not giving us the paperwork. I can't stay in that country because of the refugee thing. And I gotta say, English people at that time, they were nasty to us. They were calling us name every day. They was on TV. These people are taking our jobs. Blah blah blah. It was ugly. And it was a bunch of refugees came from Middle East to that. They opened the door, and Europe was a lot of them. So we were getting judged like crazy. And there was not the only job left for us. It was pizza shop or working driving around or whatever. So I kept working there, and nothing was happening. And I told myself, what is this? I got to do something. My youth is passing, and I can't compete because I don't have my paperwork. Nothing was happening. I couldn't drive. So I said, fuck it. I'm going to buy a fake passport, and I'm going to jump. I'm going to go to where I want to go, California, my dream. I bought this, found this smuggler, got a passport from him. He fucking put the picture crooked. I was like crooked. I'm like, God damn it, I go there. But it's not like,
You gotta fix that, man.
Yeah. And it's not like you go to the real shop. That's it. This is it. I mean, it's a fucking smuggling thing. So I went to the airport. I went to the airport, put it there. The lady looked at it, said, the passport is not reading. I said, do it again. She said, okay, stay here. She went down there. She talked to a couple of guys, the police and stuff. And I saw them, they're radioing each other. I said, do or die, man. I'm not fucking backing down. I gotta go. And I said, I went bought a little stress, like a drink for a stress. I went to the bathroom, I shot it. I came back and said, do or die, baby, let's go. So I go in line, and I'm seeing everybody radioing each other. And I said, fuck it, I'm just going one step at a time. I said, I just need to get to that fucking door. I need to go to that plane. So I go in, and I sit in a plane, buckle it. I said, that's it, I'm going. So they put some guy in front of me. He would keep turning around. I said, you know what? If he keep turning around, I'm gonna panic, and I better sleep. So I tried to sleep. So I landed in Chicago. As soon as the plane landed, the pilot said, "Hey, everybody seated, remain seated." Boom. Police came in. All the police came into the thing and said, "You big man, stand up." I stood up. They put a handcuff on me, chain, everything. So they took me. They put me through. They threw me in a little cell. Little cell. It was 6 of us. They were Mexican. At the time, I didn't know. I had no idea what Mexican mafia is, MS-13. None of this stuff. I'd never heard of this stuff before. So I'm there, 6 of us in one little room, and it's a madhouse. There's 6 MS-13 on that side. These guys are going at it, swearing each other. I'm like, fuck, I'm fucked up. And because I was big, I was from Iran. Past the security, they thought I'm a terrorist. Now he's a terrorist. I'm a terrorist. So they handcuffed, blindfolded, taking me to this maximum security prison. I'm seeing nothing, no sky, nothing. I'm in building.
They blindfolded you?
Yeah, I'm going into the buildings. I don't see outside where we at. I'm going into different buildings, and they keep moving me, so I don't make friends, so I don't pass out stuff. No lawyers. I have no access. I can't make phone calls. Nothing. I'm there like month and month passing by, and I'm thinking, what the hell? What should I do? You know. And there's one guy, Morocco. It was from Morocco. Because I don't know, my family think I'm dead. I told him, brother, where are you going? He said, I'm going to Morocco. And I said, can you give this letter to, just say when you get there, can you send it out? He said, yeah, I'll do it for you. So he sent out, I didn't know what he's doing, so he left. And you're seeing all these crazy characters in prison. And one of the guys was there, his name was Nino. He was a big time Chicago mobsters. Everyone had serious cases. Some people were like, they accused of terrorism or something like that. Nobody was saying anything like what they're here for exactly. So it was crazy. Sometimes they move you, and it was so overwhelming because when they move you, especially when they constantly move you, because you can't make friends. You move.
So was this at the Chicago like Federal Holding Detention Center, or?
They keep moving me.
Oh, different places.
Different places. So it started in Chicago, then end up Wisconsin. We're moving.
Oh.
Yeah. So they moving. I'm 6 hours behind in the van, chained back like this, and I don't know where I'm at. So they're taking me this way. So I got this free lawyer. They gave me a free lawyer at the end. So I got the free lawyer, and he fought the case real hard. After almost being a year over there, then to find out, okay, I ain't got nothing. You know, they were CIA, FBI, Homeland Security. They taking me 6 hours a day, no food, nothing. They're interviewing me to see what I crack, and the fucking translator guy, he was confusing me a little bit as well. And I come to the cell. I said, Nino, I think these guys have a fucking bad plan for me, man. They want to fucking send me to some place because they were trying to connect me to something in Italy that happened. Or something.
Oh,
Dude,
shit.
I've never been fucking in Italy.
Yeah.
They were constantly bringing it back because I was walking. One time I was walking in a yard. We didn't have a yard. We had like a little thing that it's just like a room. We had a room, and we had this metal chairs and stuff. So one day I was going crazy. I didn't know what's happening with that. And Nino told me, let's walk around this little thing. So we walked.
Walk in circles.
We walk in circle like 100 times, so you get your energy out. I told Nino, hey man, I don't even fucking trust my lawyer. So I don't know if he's with them or not. So Nino find out, he said, okay, wait a minute. Lunchtime he called. He found out where he lives, how many kids he has. He said, don't worry, this guy is with your side. Because one time I was walking in a yard, and this guy was right next to me. He was always talking to me. It was like playing chess, you know, we always play chess. And he said, oh, by the way, he talked about Italy. And I was like, fuck. And I suddenly jerked. I said,
like he's trying to get you pulled into something.
Yeah, and he just said, out of nowhere. I said, what is he talking? Why out of all these countries? And I'm not from Italy. I'm not from it. Why would he mention that one country? And especially when it's so sensitive, I'm going. So anyway, it was so scary because you didn't know what's going to happen to you. You just and when you're in there, you have no power, man. When you're in prison, all this stuff is. That's it. You lose all your right. Everything you have is gone. So, especially in that environment. After almost a year, we went to court, and they said, "Hey, you know what? Sorry, you're a refugee get granted. They granted me for refugee asylum." The guy who was even Homeland Security, they got up, shake my hand, and said, "Sorry, man, so it's all good. Just let me out. Just let me go." So I'm out on the street with no shoelaces when they let you out, no shoelaces, everything, and I'm walking. They dropped me in Chicago, and I'm walking, and I'm seeing under the bridges, everybody that was in prison knows I'm out of prison because they looking at me and I'm looking at as soon as I'm giving one look, they know and I know. And I'm like, God damn it. I said, I'm here and if I'm out, either somebody kill me or I'll kill someone. You know, that's how it's going to go. So why I called one of the guy, there was a taxi passing. I said, hey, man, you know where the Persians are? Where the Iranians are? He says, it's $100 if I take you over there. I said, no, I don't have $100. I said, you know what? I got a couple of numbers. Can you call these numbers? With guys from jail. I called one of them. And I think, hey man, I'm on the street. I can't even fucking cross the road. It's so big here. I've never seen a country like this. The buildings, the big. And I'm like, he said, okay, give the phone to the driver. I gave him, and they started speaking Arabic. And he said, okay, sit down. He took me to a mosque. And he took me to a mosque and he dropped me off. And I'm like, driving the mosque, and I saw a bunch of guys from prison. I said, hey man, what's up, guys? So he gave me some food, and I said, the only thing I need to give me a card. I need to call my family. I'll call the family, and I said, hey man, I'm alive. Everybody would say, what the hell, where you at? Just know I'm alive. I'll call you guys back. Boom. So, and I'm standing there, and I said, dude, I was just accused for terrorism, and I'm here in the mosque, you know.
Right back. We're like,
yeah, because I saw the SUV following me. As soon as I came in, I saw a black SUV following me because they know where I want to go first stop.
Yeah. So they're following to see what you're going to do when you get out.
Yeah, the first stop where I'm going is this guy taking me over there. So, and he took me, and I called one of the guy. He was in prison. He was from Guatemala. These guys all repented, they became Christian, they were always praying. So I said, you know what, that's the best guy to call because everybody, when I was going out, people say, hey man, go fucking dig in this wall, pull this thing out for me. And I'm like, no man, I'm not going to talk to none of you guys. You know? So I called him and said, hey man, brother, I'm out here and I'm stuck. You got to do, is there any chance you can just help me somehow or tell me what to do? He said, stay where you at, we come to pick you up. So they came with family, he picked me up, he had a basement. He threw a mattress in the basement and he said, hey, stay. And I stayed in the basement. There was nothing in the basement. I said, you know what, at least I got to do something for this guy. So I was mowing the lawn and stuff like that, cleaning. Or, sometimes they take me to clean the houses and stuff. So I would make $100. I'd buy a microwave or whatever I could do for them. And I'm going to library. I'm reading about bodybuilding. Where I'm going to be a champion. I want to be a champion. So I'm reading and I'm printing all these papers. I said, you know what, Chicago, the first snow, I said, I fucking hate snow because I grew up in the snow and western part of Iran, it snowed hard and we were always fucking frozen feet, no shoes. It reminded me bad thing. I said, I'm out of here. I'm going to California. I had $140. I went to a cleaning thing, I'd say like $140. I bought the ticket to California and I sat in a train. It took me 2-3 days to get here. So I got here, I got dropped off at Union Station in downtown. I asked this taxi driver, hey man, take me to where the Persians are. He took me, dropped me in Glendale. He dropped me off in Glendale, and I'm in the middle of the street in Glendale in a motel. And I said to the guy, how much is it? He said $60 a night. So I said, okay, if I stay here 2 nights, I'm out of money. So I called one of the guys in England and said, hey, do you know anyone here? Just can take me around or just show me something? He said, yeah, stay where you're at. So he called somebody, the guy came to the motel, so we're driving around in the neighborhood to look for a house. The guy he didn't know nothing about here, so I said, just drive me around anywhere it's fine, I'll call the guy. So I called this guy, he was from Syria or something. I said, hey, can you give me a place? I don't have the money, but in 1 month I'll give it to you. I'll go find a job, I just got to know. He said, okay, the place was messed up. So I got into that place and I'm looking for a job. I go to these shops and stuff like that, and it was 2008 I just got, and the fucking country, everything going down here. It's like all these recession. So I found the security job in the paper. I found this paper and it was a lot of security job. I called the guy and said, hey man, I'm a security. He said, you got your guard card? I said, what is that? He said, you got to have guard cards. Okay. So I went there, they gave me the job, graveyard. I worked from 11 to 7 a.m. But I was working good. I said, man, I'm in America. That's it. This is it. So I go to do the security job, train hard, come to Gold, North Hollywood, train like a dog. One day I'm at the Gold training to compete, getting ripped, getting lean, and getting ready for show. One of the guys said, you see that guy over there, Mr. Peter? I said, yeah. He said, he used to train flex splitter and pole. He let us. I said, no way, that's the guy I'm looking for. So I went to Mr. Peter, I want to make a bigger leg. He said, come back tomorrow. I said, I'm just making $8 an hour. I can't pay you. Just tell me what to do. He says, nah, come back. He trained me for 3 years. Every day. trained me bodybuilding. He taught me every single movement, how you do it. He took me to Gold's Gym, North Hollywood, and teaching me Charles Line. All these people, it was his friend. So I was living it, man. I was going at it, and I said, life is good, but I was only making $650 every 2 weeks from the security job. So I was eating it, all of it. I was calculating every ounce I'm eating. So I was writing down, the chicken is this, 6 meals a day. Life was good. So I said, you know what, I gotta go see my family. I haven't seen my family for 12 years now. So I gotta see my family. I got the refugee passport, and I go to Turkey. I can't go to Iran because I went to Turkey. I saw my brother all grown up. My sister have kids. They were baby when I left, and now they have their own kids. I said, oh man. And I'm like a loser, 12 years, I have no money, no kid, no family. I just have a dream of bodybuilding. So they tell me, what is this you're doing? And cancer, I followed up with it, and they did the laser surgery. So and then my right eye went blind. So I can't see with the right eye anymore. But that kind of stopped the cancer from being. They told me it's going to come back like in 15 years or something, but it hasn't since. So I'm seeing my family, all good, life is good, and I came back. And I was feeling like a loser. I'd say, because when I was going there, I didn't have any money. Even Mr. Peter gave me $100. I said, I want to buy some gift for them or something, and he gave me $100. I went. So on the way back, I said, I got to do something, man. I came back, and I went to security job. They told me, you're fired. I said, God damn, I'm fired. I've been here like a couple of years, and I'm fired. And I'm looking for security job. I go to security job, to other security job. All these soldiers are coming back from Iraq. They're applying for the same job. They soldiers. The guy being in the middle of the war, asking for the same job, like $10 an hour. So they were getting the job, and I'm sitting around. Then I went to unemployment office. They gave me like $3,000 back pay and all this stuff to put it together. And one day on Craigslist, I'm seeing this little spot that $1,900 in Culver City. So you know what? Let me go talk to the guy. And I went there, and there was just a little room. The guy called it a gym. There was nothing there. There was like a couple of dumbbells. And then okay, where's the gym? Okay, fuck. Okay, I'm in. I said, no, I'm in. So I'm in. I had the 3,000. I gave him $1,900. It's him here, $1,900, and that's it. So I gave it to him, and I had a place. Now fucking what? And I'm sitting there, I have no idea, I don't know anything about business, I have no idea, tax, nothing. I'm like sitting there, just waiting for people to come. I put a little banner over there, and sometimes I thought about my pizza days, and I said, you know what, let me go pass out flyers. I'll pass out flyers, and I don't even have $150 to paint the walls. I had like 3 dumbbells, up to 30 pounds, and a bar. But I could kill people. I knew how to train people. I said, that bar, I'm gonna kill you, that's it. So I started training people. A couple of people came in and said, hey, where's the gym? I said, here it is, just sign up. Give me like a $300, I'll buy mats or something with it, and I'll train you, I'll get you in shape. And they couldn't believe it. I said, you know what, let's do it. And a couple guys did it. Boom, I got them in shape in like a couple months. You put them on a diet, simple diet, as you know, all of us bodybuilders know. I have to cut the carb back, put them on a good cardio, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. And training, just keep it simple, all the basic stuff, basic movement, nothing fancy. And actually, because I didn't have the machine, it made me a master of training, because with the bar, I have to be creative. I have one bar. I'm doing shoulder press, I'm doing T-bar row, I'm doing everything I'm doing with that. And then with the 30-pound dumbbells, I use the system, pre-exhausting system. And because I don't have much of equipment, I can't train the guy for 1 hour. I shorten it, I said 30 minutes. I got to kill this guy in 30 minutes. Otherwise, it's good. So I'm getting him in 30 minutes in, and I'm creating session in my head. Before I know it, 1 get 2, 2 get 3, and people start getting to know me. I start making a name for myself. I'm competing, I'm going after hard, and I'm just, as you all know, the bodybuilding, this is the bodybuilding community, I start going crazy. I start shooting more and just pushing harder and harder. In order to go to next level, I competed, I won shows and stuff like that. And to take it to the next level, you need to do more. So I'm getting deeper and deeper, and I'm going to the darker side of bodybuilding. Now I'm seeing the real bodybuilding, what it takes to go to that top level. And I realized mentally I couldn't take it there, because you got to jab yourself 2-3 times a day, you know, the routine and stuff. But mentally I couldn't. Physically, genetically, I had the muscle incision, I had the shape, but then mentally I couldn't take it there. So, but I didn't want to give up. I still didn't want to give up. I kept putting, but the gym was growing. One day this guy come in, uh, chubby guy comes in and he's soft spoken and he tells, "Oh, your business is like Apple. Everything you're doing is wrong." I said, "What is this guy talking about, man? I'm killing people here. You're talking about Apple?" So he started giving me business advice. His name was Daniel Rosen. He had a software company. So he started giving me little tips here and there, and I started applying it to the gym. The business grew, and he gave me more tips. I executed it. Business started growing more, and he told me, "Siavash, I think you're sitting on something big because the way you have it, you can scale this." So I said, "Tell me what to do, and I'll do it." So I started studying a little more business. I started studying how to hire people, how to build teams. So the gym started building up big time. I've made a good name for myself, and before I know it, I brought it down. The little gas station that is like 800 square foot, I make millions of dollars out of it, and 10 people working for me. And right now, I'm living the dream from that. Bought a house by the beach, right down the street from in Marina del Rey. Truck, bike, anything, everything that I dreamed of, I saw in a magazine. Now I have it. So 3 years ago, when a few years ago when COVID happened, the shutdown happened in 2020. They announced it, and I had two options. They told me, "Okay, either you pivot, go online, do your thing," and my mentor Daniel said, "Sit down and write down your life story and how you build this gym." So I sat down 3 months. I never ever sat down to reflect on my whole life, what's happening. So I sat in the garage with my dog and I was writing and crying all this stuff because I was reflecting what happened, all the painful stuff that I had to go through. So I wrote the book, and since the last 3 years I've been working on it. So now it's just a couple weeks ago got published, a lot of good response from it, and now the next chapter is starting from here. Yeah, that's the story of the beginning of from Iran all the way to here, brother.
Man, that's a hell of a story, brother. I mean, shit, that's action packed. I mean, when you talk about, you said a bad day, and you're looking at some people being hanged. I mean, shit, that's worse than a bad day, man. I mean, that's not, nothing comparable to what somebody would consider a bad day out here. Having come from Iran, and being able to achieve success out here. And when you see people that are out here, complaining, or they look at, America and they say, things that you feel are un-American, what would you say to those people who have no idea what it's like coming from another country?
Well, I think it's a phase for them, and they'll grow out of it, because we all go through these phases. I think everything you want, I believe, is here. It's just yourself. You got to go get it. Everything you want, you can go to the library for free. Mm-hmm. Get anything you want, and especially for people here who speak English. Well, I came with no English, nothing. When you can speak English, you have access to it, and there's so many amazing people. They want to help you. You got to ask for help. You got to ask. So I think that's a wrong approach, and I think it's the phase for them. And if they continue that, the success won't follow them. You have to. Tough days happen. The only thing is sometimes you can't find answer. You always in your head you look for an answer. Sometimes there is no answer. You got to let it go. You just got to live it. You have to understand. Oh, this is the phase. When I was in a hole right there, I was just thinking about I just got to wake up tomorrow. I wouldn't think about how can I solve it. Sometimes there is no answer. You got to just stop. So right now myself. The way I look at everything is just I put in work. I don't even care about looking at it. I tell myself, let's set the example for my nephews back home in Iran. I didn't have anybody to dream to be like. So I'm going to be for them. I'm just going to keep pushing for my people, my clients, anybody who comes in touch with me. I want them to inspire them with me pushing forward, not stopping around and complaining, because that's not going to get us anywhere.
And what would you say was one of the greatest qualities that allowed you to reach the success you've reached? Would you say it was consistency or motivation or a combination of both?
I think being very good with people. I think with creating, because back in the day it was whoever had the wealth, or whoever had the strength, way back who had the money. But these days, in my opinion, is connection. And how do you make connection? By just being nice to people, just being nice and asking for help. I'm just sitting here right in front of you. You build this platform for many years. I just reached out to you, and here you are. You're helping me to be here. So by just making that connection, and being your friend, now I have a new world opened up to me. So I think that making those connections by being nice and making it a reciprocal relationship. It's like, hey, this guy giving me this, so how can I return the favor? So you want to keep that healthy relationship. And I think that was my success, because everything that I have at the gym, people of this community, Culver City, people here, someone built my website, someone put the mats down, someone over the COVID when we had to get permits, someone got the permit outside for me, someone built the awning at the top. Everything is done by people, and my people that work for me, every single one of them, about 10 people work for me, every single one of them was my client. And they turn to end up as a team, and they all want to contribute as well. So I think it's the connection. You cannot be successful on your own. You gotta have a team of good people. I think like attracts like. That's what I believe. And you get all together, following that vision, and get everybody on board, and just keep pushing. I think that's it.
So how can everybody find out about like your social media, or if they want to go to your gym, or what is your
Absolutely. What I recommend to everyone to read the book, A Small Gym, Big Result. You can get it on Amazon. I can show you this is the book. I've written my story. This book is basically written to encourage people to take action. The first part of it is about my story, which I share with you guys. It goes a little more in detail of the story, how I came. And the second part goes into how to start a gym, because a lot of people think, oh, when we're talking about starting a gym, everyone thinks about, I'm going to start a gold gym. No, starting a little gym in your garage with whatever you have. I want to teach them, with what you have, you got to make the best out of it. You don't have to wait for things to come to you. Let's start. People, especially in gym business, in my opinion, they look for someone that cares about them. It's not about the shiny equipment. It's not about the gadget. It's about coming in and knowing, hey, somebody care about you, texting, hey, how's your diet? How's your thing? So I'm teaching everyone every aspect of running a gym, starting, running it, and growing it, step by step. Everything that I went through myself, all the pains that I went through, is basically in this book, step by step. So anybody who wants it, this book would be the great start to go with. Small Gym, Big Result. And of course, Six Pack Gym. Anybody in LA or anybody stopping in LA, I'm right on the corner of Sepulveda and Culver, Six Pack Gym. The same spelling as my shirt on social media and everywhere. I'm everywhere, and I'm keep posting. So hopefully, by being here, even more people will notice us. Yeah.
Hey man, well Siavash, man, thank you for coming on the channel. I appreciate you sharing your story with our fans. Man, you're an inspiration, and dude, you're what this country's built on, is success stories. So, hey, you guys, look my man up, Six Pack Gym, buy the book, represent. We'll have all the social media links in the description. Big Herc 916, fresh out, getting down with Siavash. You tired of smelling like stanky butt, funky armpits? Wash your ass. Go to freshoutseries.com and pick you up a bar of soap.